Fitin10 Nation, it is day 40 of the Fitin10 challenge. 30 days to go, right? 40 days in, 30 days to go. Time is flying. It feels like I said day one like a week ago. All right. A lot of questions people are sending me. This is great. Keep them coming. Don't think any question is a dumb question. Sometimes people ask me a question and I'm like, I don't really know. I can give you like my thoughts on it, but I don't really know. So the more I do this, the more I realize I really don't know anything. Okay, and I say that like, you know, in the most humble fashion, because you know, you realize really you have to really question actually what you actually know, right? Like, what do you really know? Like, really, what do we really know? Anyways, this is gonna get too philosophical. So short answer to this, no. Okay, so let's think about this. Let's say you eat a pound of steak in one sitting. Okay, so a pound of steak, let's say it's cooked. Okay, it's cooked, I don't know, let's say medium. So with that, and it's a lean piece of steak, so it's like eye of round or whatever. Okay. So in a pound of steak, you're gonna get so there's roughly what, let's say 8 ounces of protein per ounce. There's 16 ounces in there, so if you do the math on that, I think it's what, 128 grams of protein in that. So 128 grams of protein in a pound of steak. So that's a lot. So let's say you ingest that. Your body's got to go through the time to digest that, and it's going to literally digest it like from the outside in, right? Slowly. It's got to use like a lot of acid. Thank God we can create that. And a lot of people have, by the way, a lot of people have low stomach acidity, and there's ways to fix that naturally. Anyways, I will not digress. So it's gonna, you know, it's going to digest, and basically what you're gonna get is you're gonna get a titration of amino acids into the bloodstream, right? The protein's gonna break down to amino acids, and then something's gonna happen to those amino acids. Now, it's possible you could excrete some of that. Yes, it is possible. But the fact that you're getting the slow titration of it into your system tells me that you will absorb most of it. Okay. Now you might say, well, what about a powder? That's going to be faster digesting. This is a good question here. So what's going to happen? I would think that with a powder, if you had enough of it, you might excrete more than if you had, like, say, steak, like, let's say even protein amounts. But really the question is like, how much demand is there by the body at that time, right? So 20 grams is certainly not enough to be like excreting protein. That's like it's not a large amount. But with higher amounts, yeah, it's maybe possible. Okay, it's maybe possible that you could excrete some of that. Like, I mean, that goes for all foods, by the way, right? Like, I mean, I think we know this by now, right? It's sort of obvious, you know, it should be, okay? So, you know, this just happens. It doesn't matter whether it's protein, carbohydrates, or fats, right? Just we don't quite absorb everything at one time. So, but when it comes to 20 grams of protein, certainly if you have it in a meat format, 100% you're going to get it off. Yeah, even in a protein powder, you're going to get all of that. The size of the human body would play a role in that too, right? So maybe if you're a tiny human being and you had 20 grams of protein, maybe you wouldn't. So, you know, there is no one size fits all for every answer, all right? But in a general sense, yes. Okay, if you're eating whole food, you're going to absorb the 20 grams of protein, okay? You're going to utilize that 20 grams of protein. But I want to get you thinking about these things, right? So we can't just like throw this out there. We want to think about it, right? Like, what makes sense? Like, we got to think about the size of the human body. We got to think about the source. We got to think about the digestion of it. And I guarantee you, there's God knows how many things I'm missing here in this scenario. So, all right. So hopefully that answers your question. Okay, I want to tell you about some proteins that this person put together, because these are all great ideas and they sound pretty tasty. So this person has made some. They're asking me if these are okay. So I'm going to share them with you guys. So they made oatmeal in ground beef to make burgers. Okay, so like they basically use like the oatmeal as a binding agent, which is a great idea. They bake tilapia over slices of kombucha squash or yellow potato. Sure. Marinate hard-boiled egg and firm tofu in a homemade teriyaki type sauce. Sure. I don't know what teriyaki sauce though is I mean, it's usually a lot of sugar in that. So I question that. Maybe you want to correct me on that. What do you make the teriyaki sauce with? Or how do you make it? Or do you make it? 3-ounce serving of the tofu gives me 13 grams of protein. Okay, yep, that's fine. I mix kiwis or banana or frozen blueberries with cottage cheese. That's awesome. I do that every day. Berries and cottage cheese. I make tzatziki with yogurt and serve with beef chicken. Yes. So this person's asking me, anything wrong with doing doing things this way? Not at all. Totally good. Perfect. I love it. Just make sure you calculate all your macros for everything, right? All right. How am I doing for time? Almost 6 minutes. Okay. This is a dangerous question. It's kind of long. And I know I'm going to go off on this one. So what do I have else here for questions? Okay, let me save this one for tomorrow because I know I'm going to be talking. I'm going to be talking well for this one. All right. Okay, replacing fat for carbs and vice versa. So let's say you go over your fat. So basically, you've got your two energy sources primarily. Well, listen, protein can be used for energy, but really not so much. It's not a good source of energy. Fats and carbohydrates are better sources of energy. So you've got two sources of energy here. The question is if I overdo my fat, can I have less carbs and vice versa? So the shorter answer to this is yes. However, yes, you can, because we want to make sure that those calories are, pretty much borderline. Now, are the same every day. But, you need to be careful because fat and carbohydrates, although they are both primary fuel sources, they act a lot differently in the body, okay? So, I want to just encourage you to make sure you try to get those even numbers, okay? So, yes, you can. The short answer to that is yes, you can do that. Oh, my phone just went down like 10% in battery power. You probably don't care. Nor should you care. Okay. Okay, one other thing here. 7 minutes 20. Let's end this video. So, all right. Message of the day. There's so much more. I'm just sitting here, and I know there's so much more I can say about those topics that I just addressed. But I'm not going to say anything more because it's just like there's just so much I can say. Anyways, message of the day. Time flies, but you are the pilot. Time flies, but you are the pilot. And I'm telling you, man, I don't know if any of you out there are experiencing this, but as I get older, and I'm 41, which seems weird, it seems like time is speeding up. All right, so, but you're the pilot, so that means you have full control in terms of what you do with that time. So take advantage. We got 30 days left of this challenge. Take advantage and do your best. Take advantage of all the pillars, like that other person wrote me and said they're going to do the food pillar portion of this. Kudos to you. Do that. There's only 30 days left. Anybody else feel like time's passing them by super fast? I don't know, man. For me, yeah, it definitely feels that way. All right, that's it, you guys. Submit and commit to this challenge. Believe in yourself. Positive energy, positive vibes. Might as well do different, order of these things. But most importantly, well, it's not most important, but it's pretty important. You got to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. You should. There's no reason why you shouldn't. As I've always told you, if you don't believe in yourself, then give me a good reason why you shouldn't. But you can't. Not a good reason. You might be able to give me reasons, but they won't be good. I will talk to y'all very soon. What are we today? We're Wednesday. Martina's teaching tonight. I will see you all. I'll be there in the background once again. Not in a weird way, just in a helpful way. Okay? We'll see ya.